All right, so we're at the riverbed now. We're gonna kind of weave through the canyon here.
Look at this.
Oh, here we are.
This is insane.
Both myself and Luke have travelled to Indonesia before. For him it was 3 years ago, and for me it was 13 years ago. But we both only went to Bali and Gili T, and there's obviously so much more to this country and thousands of islands to explore.
It's perfect. It's very like a book, just without some shit swings here.
So we're going to be travelling for 2 weeks to try and experience a little bit more of this spectacular country.
Check out the view.
Unbelievable. Yes, we'll have to hike.
We'll be starting out in the capital of Jakarta and then have a few days in East Java.
Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It's right here. Oh, wow.
We'll then pass through Bali and make a quick nostalgia stop at Gili T.
So this is the hostel I stayed at 13 years ago, which is fucking weird.
Then from here, we'll be exploring Lombok for a few days on bikes.
Once we start going uphill, I was like flooring it and it just wasn't going. This is pretty amazing.
I can't believe it, mate.
We'll be finishing off with a 2-day boat trip around Komodo National Park.
The sounds they were making were just terrifying.
Oh, that was sick.
So, Luke and I have been friends for a few years now. We met in Pakistan on a group trip that I organised, and we immediately got along and started chatting and sharing different travel stories. And then over the years, we kept saying that the two of us should do a trip together at some point.
When we met in 2022 in Pakistan and we sat around that fire for the first time, just started exchanging stories and stuff like that, it quickly became a thing of, what if we'd met when we were both the same age and both backpacking? It would have been great.
And then this year, I was going to be in Japan with Jamie, and I figured whilst I was on that side of the Pacific Ocean, I may as well do another trip straight after it before flying back to Canada. And Indonesia immediately came to mind, because I've always seen so many amazing things about that country, but I'd only experienced the tiniest part of it. And so that's when I reached out to Luke to see if he wanted to join me. Now Luke's coming to the end of a 3-year trip. He did a 2-year working holiday visa in New Zealand and then 1 year working in Australia, and at the start of his trip he travelled through Indonesia before going to New Zealand. And so exploring more of that country would be a nice way to bookend his experience before heading back to the UK.
Again, so like unexpectedly better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Luke is now 29, which is the age that I was when I was last in Indonesia 13 years ago.
Legs are all stiff. Like, oh.
Not me, he's just old.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it is.
So we're going to be travelling in the second half of March, and the dry season doesn't officially start to the beginning of April, so we'll just have to see how we do with the weather. But hopefully it means it won't be too crowded, and we can get some good deals on the accommodation.
This place has cost us £15. That's between us, so £7.50.
Way too steep.
It's like a pint in London.
We're essentially going to be travelling budget backpacking style, although it'll mostly be private rooms at hostels, plus some guest houses where there are no hostels, and we'll treat ourselves for the odd night or two as well.
Stick with me, mate.
You were worth staying friends with.
But before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to this video sponsor. And you know, there's nothing worse when you're traveling than having your phone die on you right when you need it. Maybe you're trying to capture that perfect shot, or trying to navigate a labyrinth of roads in an old town, or you're about to board a 12-hour flight expecting to binge watch your favorite series, and then your phone's dead. Now you're gonna have to sit there for 12 hours listening to babies crying and watching an animated plane move very slowly across a map. That's why I use Baseus PicoGo, so I never run out of power when I need it. Now, truth be told, I have used a variety of power banks over the years, but what I love about the PicoGo magnetic power banks is I don't have to carry a giant brick around with me. With the PicoGo Air, I just stick it on and it's super thin, incredibly light, and it fits right into my pocket. Plus it has advanced cooling technology, so I don't ever have to worry about it overheating. But if I want an even faster charge, I have the PicoGo AM52. Now this is a little bigger and heavier than the Air, but it still works the same, still fits in my pocket. Also, it has a strong magnetic connection, so I don't ever have to worry about it falling off. And with this, I can get 25 watts of wireless charging and 45 watts wired charging. Plus, with its 10,000 mAh capacity, I can charge 3 devices at once. And when I'm not using it, I can hang it on my bag using the included cord. Both of these products make my life super easy for when I'm on the go, traveling around, plus I can still use my phone whilst it's charging up. So check out the description of the video to find an exclusive offer on both of these products. And now, time for the main feature. And just before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment at the end. Let me know what you think, because all of that really helps out with the channel. So sit back and enjoy the first of our 2 weeks in Indonesia. So Luke is flying up from Melbourne via Kuala Lumpur, and I'm flying down from Tokyo via Singapore, and we're starting our journey in Jakarta, Indonesia's capital, and we've got 1 day here before we head to the volcanoes in East Java.
We have got 1 day in Jakarta, 1 day to explore one of the biggest cities in the world. We're in the old town, a couple of problems. One, it's a Monday and apparently everything's shut. So we're gonna go check out the Chinatown, but also it's Ramadan as well, so we'll have to see. Like, we're feeling pretty hungry already, but we'll see what food we can get and just see what happens. So this is gonna be the most random day out in Jakarta you may ever see. So here we go.
We started out by checking out a marketplace in Chinatown.
Right, so what do you need today? You need some shorts?
I need some shorts, potentially a jumper, and a few bin tags.
Lots of fruits and veg. If we wanted to cook a meal, it's good, but I kind of want breakfast right now. Don't know how I feel about that, all these birds in a tiny cage, but...
I was going to say.
I'm more curious as to why. Alright, so we're going to get the bus to a central part of town, go check out a few sites around there that the guy from our hostel recommended. This was fun, but not much going on right now. It's only 9 AM. It's a video! Gotta say, the people here so far have been very friendly. And we're heading to the public library here, which might not sound fun, but you go to the top and it's free to go to the top, you get an amazing view of the city. There we are. It is, I mean, obviously to say, but it is a massive, massive city. Like, yeah. I think because of the smog, you just can't really see the end of it, certainly not in this direction. If you told me the first thing we're going to do on this trip is go to a library.
We're looking out here at Merdeka Square, and at the center of it is Monas, the national monument, which was built to commemorate Indonesia's independence from the Netherlands. But unfortunately for us, the entire square and monument are closed today because it's a Monday.
I think we might have picked the worst day of the week to come to Jakarta.
It's not a soul.
So we were walking around saying nothing's open, but then this one they just said, hello, do you want some food? And we're like, fuck it. So.
Oh, mate. It's almost like really satay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really tasty. That's really good.
Right.
I'm so confused of where it came from because we ordered from over there.
We ordered from over there.
But it came from over here.
Came over there. We'll probably get charged double now.
That's the biggest mosque in Southeast Asia. No, we weren't going to go in because we're not dressed for it, but it's still good to see. And now we have Christianity represented over here.
Yeah.
From here, we went to check out Pasar Baru, which is another spot that would be a bustling market if it wasn't a Monday morning.
They could be used as swimmers. Wow.
Just do it gear.
Just do it gear. Just do gear.
Just do gear.
Just do gear.
Wrong trip, wrong continent.
If
Never actually owned a pair of elephant pants, even in my backpacking heyday. Never did it.
Same. I had to, it was when we went to Angkor Wat in Cambodia and we had to cover our legs up.
Right.
So I did it for the greater good of religion.
I see.
I I had a big long list of things and places for us to check out in Jakarta, but since the majority of them were shut today, we jumped in a tuk-tuk back to the old town where we were staying and tried to find a drink somewhere.
Please be open. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Like, we had a good explore of the town. It's mid-afternoon, it's boiling hot, so they get to cool down here with a beer and a game of pool. Yeah. Winning.
That afternoon was a good chance for Luke and I to catch up since we hadn't seen each other for over a year. And then the next morning, it was time to head to East Java.
He's moving.
Off to the airport. Let's go. Thanks, guys. Yeah. A lovely time here. Cheers.
We're now flying out to Malang, and then we'll have 3.5 days exploring East Java before we catch the ferry across to Bali.
So you can actually get a train from Jakarta to Malang. It's like a 12-hour overnight train, which we wanted to get because that's like a cool experience, you know? So we tried 2 months ago to get tickets, and they were all gone. Turns out there's actually like a national holiday on in the coming days, so everyone's kind of leaving Jakarta to come home. And I'll be right back. So yeah, this afternoon we'll be up by the volcanoes and stuff, so it's gonna be a nice change of scenery and get this trip properly started.
Getting into nature's the exciting bit, so yeah. Nice little couple of days in Jakarta, but we know why we're here.
Yeah.
So.
It's just a 90-minute flight to Malang, and then once we land, our accommodation for tonight has arranged a transport to take us up to Mt Bromo.
Alright, touchdown in Malang. I see some peaks in the clouds over there, so maybe that's where we're heading. It's a good job you're not claiming a bag. You'll be able to see. No.
It's good leap up.
Oh, there we are. Look at that. Look at that.
It's a 3-hour drive up to Bromo, and we're gonna have just one night there because tomorrow morning we'll be doing the sunrise hike before hitting the road to our next destination.
Look at that. That's it. That's it. That's so cool.
That's like the little crater in front of it. Alright, this is our room.
Thank God that's soft.
Yeah, that felt like I was worried you're gonna break your back there. So like, this is our lodge right here. And this is the view. That's unbelievable. And it's all clearing up now as well.
Yeah, it's kind of just revealed.
Yeah.
As we got here, we couldn't really see anything. It was more just the flow patterns. But
Yeah.
since we literally went in the room, I was like, Karl, get out here.
Yeah. We wanted to unpack so quickly, just get our stuff out. It's like, oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we're getting a full view now as well. So I guess this is the main mountain then.
That's the main mountain.
Yeah, so that's the one we hike up.
Yeah. And then that up there, behind the trees, is where we're hiking.
Yeah. That's King Kong Hill up there.
So it doesn't look that hard, to be honest. No.
See how it feels at like 3 in the morning. It's a very random little place, this town, though. Like here, you have no idea. There's like the most amazing view just over that ridge. I read a few things saying there's no ATMs in town, but there is one right there. And plenty of shops selling beers and souvenirs and snacks and stuff. And warm clothes, in case you've forgotten it. So, if you want to do a Jeep here or a bike, it's not difficult to organise because everyone you speak to will be like, Jeep, bike, tomorrow. So
That's not an over-exaggeration.
yeah.
Everyone you talk to.
So you can just show up here, not knowing what to do, and they'll sort it all out for you. So, liking it, mate?
Unbelievable, mate.
It's like, trip started, we're here.
It's like the most perfect beer setting as well.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely couldn't get any better.
Yeah. Just preparing our lovely picnic. New bottle opener from Japan.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, dude.
Look where we are. You sell some nice hats.
Good.
Another one.
I'm on camera now, so I can't be harsh.
Where from?
Luke's such a dick. See, I bought a hat. So it's worked out well though. Like it was super cloudy on the way up, so we didn't think we'd see anything today. But now we're here, drinking with some Belgians.
No, we don't.
But they haven't got any beer.
Well, at least they are drinking.
We're drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about Stella, so we've had a lovely chat about Stella.
Yeah. We've told them what Stella's called in the UK, and it's been quite eye-opening for them. But yeah. It is 3:50 in the morning. I'm about to go head up to King Kong Hill to watch the sunrise. So the guys on the bike's going to take us to the base of it, and then we'll walk up the rest. They could take us to the top, but we fancy a little bit of a hike. Let's see what it's like outside. Yeah, it's not too bad.
It doesn't look as cold as I thought.
No, it's alright. Guys there.
Yeah, it's
That's them.
Hello, morning.
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 How are you?
How about you?
Very good.
Very good.
Clear night, so.
Yeah, I think it's clear.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
Our drivers are going to drop us at the base of King Kong Hill so we can hike up, and then we'll meet them up there after sunrise so they can take us around the rest of the park.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
And then later, the King Kong, can you take, send picture to me?
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. Nice one, mate.
Okay,
See you
bye-bye.
later.
See you later.
See you at the top.
We could have been driven all the way up, but we wanted to hike it. Although the only problem is I have to sit on the back of my bike. Legs are all stiff. Like, oh.
Not me, he's just old.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it is. So, yeah. All right, let's go.
Let's do it. It's alright.
The walk up should only take about 45 minutes as we're only going a couple of kilometers, although the elevation gain is about 400 meters.
This should be pretty amazing because you can see all the stars in the sky, which means it's a clear morning. So hopefully it's going to work out very nicely. And it's not too cold either. It's really
That's
not.
actually really nice.
Now we have stairs. Well, we're getting into it now. Proper climbing. This hike, I wouldn't want to do it by myself because it's just like, I'm sure we're going the right way, but we can see the top, I'm making progress.
Yeah.
Probably like 15 minutes to go. You actually see the crescent of the moon, like above the sunrise over there.
The hold. We made it. Let's go.
All right, well, we've officially made it to King Kong Hill now. Check out the view.
Come on.
There's a lot of people here, but it doesn't take away from it. It's fine. It's not
like mad crowd.
It's not overly crowded. So.
I'll ask you one question. What do I have in my pocket? This one's for you. Okay. Time for my favourite song.
Beautiful.
Bosh.
Oh, just as the sun comes up as well. Look at that. Nice, the shot. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, dude. It's just what life's about, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is phenomenal. Like, this has worked out so well. Like, planning this trip and you were going to come here, I'm just worried because we're at the end of rainy season. Like, what if it's cloudy? What if we don't see anything? But it's just worked out perfectly. Very happy.
Very happy. Great start.
Yeah, so we're going to get a bike down, round to the crater, and we hike up to the crater, and we just hike back to our hotel just there. See, we're so busy looking this way, there's actually an incredible view the other way. Oh, that looks so cool.
Yeah?
We got a mini eruption over here. Won't show this to Holly, okay?
She'll see it in a couple of months.
Yeah. Just crushing it this morning, mate. All right, back on the bikes.
Roll.
Yeah, let's go.
You want to me, yeah?
Just thinking, Jamie and my mum are going to kill me for riding a motorbike down a mountain without a helmet. Busy?
I reckon last one down, it's the next round.
I don't have any control of that.
That's the fun of it. It's called gambling, Karl.
That's true, yeah. Not even close. Thank you, man.
Okay.
Oh, my legs. Oh.
Are you okay?
I'm great, man. Thank you so much, man.
And you, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Well, I'm going to introduce you to our drivers so you can book them as well.
Hi, I am Randy from Bromo.
Yeah.
My name is Aldi.
How much is the bike to take you around?
200?
Yeah. Book these guys when you come here.
These are boys.
Please.
They're great.
Okay.
I mean, Aldi was better.
Sorry.
Only because he got me here quicker. Sorry, man.
You've got us here alive as well, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you. Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
See you later.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
And we're just hiking up here now. It doesn't look too far. It's nice to be able to see as well. The legs are all tired, not from the hike up earlier, but from clinging onto that bike.
Here he is.
Beautiful, but it fucking stinks.
That is exactly what comes out of your mouth. Crazy, I'm just up here enjoying the view all to myself. It's really lovely actually. I wouldn't have wanted any company up here. It's too peaceful. Oh fuck, here he is.
Mate,
Look at that.
you can hear it as well. Wow. Holy shit, that's cool. Like the fact you can like hear it, like just steam coming out so fast. You see like the greens and stuff and yellows down there. This is better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
This is really cool. You get a good overview of the hike we did this morning from here actually. Like we got dropped off probably near those like red towers on that house and then all the way up there in the pitch black. So now we just stroll back across the Sea of Sands. I think it's only like half an hour walk anyway, so it's nice to do this bit without the bike and just enjoy it.
What he said.
Like I'm sure if you did a Jeep tour, they drive you around a bit more, but like I'm very happy with what we've seen, like, and it's been so nice just walking this bit actually.
Yeah, but if you get the bikes, you also miss all the Jeep traffic.
Yeah,
which makes the day so much quicker.
Yeah. Last thing to do is follow the road out of the crater. It's 8:39 now, so like we'll be back at the top by 9. So got the full day ahead of us still, which is fantastic. Thank you. Bit of breakfast.
Good fees.
Yeah, it's only 9:14 and we've done so much today already. Right. This is actually really tasty. Didn't look that great when I put it down, but it's actually really tasty.
We're now hitting the road again to head to our next destination, which is basically on the other side of the Semeru volcano right here.
Alright, goodbye, wonderful view.
We booked the same driver as yesterday, and we're heading to the famous Tumpak Sewu Waterfall. It's gonna take about 3 hours to drive there, and our accommodation is just down the road from the waterfall, and we're gonna be staying for one night.
This looks alright.
Amazing. They got a football pitch, mate.
We have a football pitch right here. This place is delightful. Yeah, it smells great too, like all the plants. This place cost us £24 for the night, so that's 12 quid each. So about maybe 16, 18 US, for those of you who don't know pounds. So dirt cheap, you know, like we've been saying this is like doing this trip on a budget, and we are, because like we get to stay somewhere as lovely as this and not spend much money at all. And then yeah, the mountains should be there tomorrow. We were sleeping, just like looking at each other.
Yeah, it's
gonna be weird.
I'm not gonna blink.
Look like sleep. You can sleep if you want to.
Look like a bit of nap.
Okay, so the main waterfall here, Tumpak Sewu, we're going to see first thing tomorrow morning. But for now, we're just going to go for a little wander around. There's a couple other waterfalls we can check out and just see what the area's got to offer. Got ourselves a football.
Basketball football. It's going to have some serious swaz on it as well because it's so light.
So we're going to have a little kick around after we've seen the waterfall, but the challenge with this is like whether it's actually going to reach the goal because it's so light. Like, I mean, just listen to that sound.
Still got text to it though.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, it's just started pouring down, so I switched to the GoPro. Oh, now we got a tropical storm. Well, tropical rain at least. Keep moving. Just past like a little slip and slide. But it's funny. Oh, it looks so cool. Holy shit, look at this. That's amazing. Now that is pretty unreal.
That's mad.
Pretty amazing, eh?
You could just say that we've been underneath it.
Yeah. We actually went for a swim.
Yeah.
What an incredible spot, though. And you see the river going down here as well, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
The size of this leaf. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a massive improvement. Massive improvement. Yeah. Just carry that for the rest of the trip. Alright, it's time for our makeshift kickabout.
Right. Is it going to reach the goal?
Alright, it reached.
No.
It's the way it lands, like. Oh! There's a goal!
Oh, got him. Goal line techno. Yeah, it's in. What a twat.
We went to the street to find some food, and then we were told to stick around because there's going to be some festivities tonight.
So over the next couple of days is the Balinese New Year's, and apparently tonight is going to be a performance, parade on, we're not really sure.
We don't have a clue.
We don't have a clue, but like the whole street's lined. When we went for dinner, there was no one out on the street. It's now filled with people waiting for something to happen. I don't know if it's going to be like a parade or some kind of performance or what, but this could be really cool.
So tomorrow is Nyepe, the Balinese New Year, and tonight is the procession where villagers parade giant towering statues called Ogoh-Ogoh. These depict mythical demons and monsters, representing negative and destructive forces, and then the statues are spun around to confuse the bad spirits.
Man, it's so fun, man.
After the statues have been paraded through the streets, the effigies are traditionally burned, and this represents the purification of the island and the restoration of spiritual balance.
That was really cool.
It was unbelievable, but I feel like I've been tripping balls for the last...
Yeah. It's like, are you seeing that as well?
Yeah.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like,
We're fortunate we're not actually in Bali tomorrow, because on the day of Nyepe, the island completely shuts down. It's a day of silence, meaning you can't talk, you can't work, you can't travel, there's no fire or lights, and there's no entertainment or indulgence. But since we're still in Java tomorrow, our trip won't be disrupted.
oh, they're quiet tonight.
Gonna be a tough one tonight.
There's like the parade and the call to prayer, which has been going on for like hours. It's fine. We've had a lovely evening experience of the culture, but we're also very tired now and want to sleep. Well, good morning. I probably look terrible because I only got a few hours sleep last night. It wasn't the usual call to prayer, like the mosques were continuously going from like 8 till 11 p.m. and then they started again at 4 a.m. this morning until about 6 a.m. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining that they're doing it. We're guests in this country, it's their culture. But tonight we have to get up at like midnight to go and do the sunrise hike on the different volcano. So we really needed a good night's sleep tonight, and we didn't get it. But we've woken up to clear skies and this, which is pretty amazing. It's a little eruption to wake up to.
Sick alarm clock. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay, breakfast champions.
Breakfast of champs.
It's only a 25-minute walk from where we're staying to the Tumpak Sewu Waterfall, but our accommodation offered to drive us there for free.
Looks like it survived a dinosaur attack or two.
Yes. No driver. You can see. Okay.
Thanks, man. So 100,000 ticket to get in, which is just a few bucks basically. So. Oh mate, look at that.
That's it.
That is incredible. Yeah, see why it's popular. get down there as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get down there. So
Let's go.
we're about to find out.
Yeah, it's a very steep down, which means you can get down to it nice and quickly. But going back up, it's going to be a bitch. So like, doing this when it's busy will be a nightmare because it's pretty single file. But right now we've got to actually walk through the stream, so. All right, so we're at the riverbed now, but check this out. We're gonna kind of somehow weave through the canyon here. All right, Luke's gonna go first, stepping out.
I'll make sure it's alright for you.
Yeah.
That's fine. Look at that though.
So far, this is unreal. This feels pretty adventurous. It's like we're exploring and discovering a waterfall, even though like countless people have been here. Look at this. Oh, here we are.
This is insane.
Oh my god.
Get up here.
This is just unbelievable. Way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be nice, but this is just like one of the best things I've ever seen, I reckon.
This is living up to every hike it's ever done.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna see how far we can get in.
Let's get involved.
I might have to hide my camera behind a rock, get my GoPro out so it doesn't get drenched. It's like a constant spray coming up. Here we are. It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Yeah,
All right, we've managed to come up a little bit away from the spray. So it's right here. That was so cool down there. It was intense, because just like water's like just absolutely pouring down.
trying to take it in, but
Yeah, you're trying to look, but your eyes are like, especially with me with contact lenses in, I'm like. But it was so beautiful, so cool.
perfect morning. Yeah. Seriously, it's genuinely like, I'd probably say it's one of the best things I've seen in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's that impressive. And the fact that it's so hyped up, a lot of the time you're quite underwhelmed. But I could look at this all day. Yeah. It's just mad.
Also, there's this old staircase here, which looks like something out of a nightmare. We're now about to start the big up. Getting picked up in 35 minutes, so see how we do. First traffic jam.
Another one now.
All right, it's 9:15 and we're back up. So that took us half an hour from the waterfall, but that was just so worth it. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Loved it. Bring on a 7 hour.
Yeah, now
7 hour transfer. Yeah.
Yay.
You know, you get the good, you get your bad for traveling, you know.
All right, back in the Jeep, let's go.
We took the Jeep back to our cottage and then switched to the car, which was going to take us to our next destination.
7 hours, here we go.
Once again, we booked the transport through our accommodation, and it's going to be a 7-hour drive to the town of Banyuwangi, from where tonight we'll be doing the hike up to Ijen Volcano.
Breaking up the 7-hour journey.
First time having, was it fried duck?
Fried duck, yeah. Right, good. Yeah, a little bit spicy, but super tasty.
It's really nice, it's really tender.
Cheers. Made it, 7 hours later. What a legend.
What a man.
Actually, 6.5 hours later, so we're half an hour early. Well, all right, we've made it to Banyuwangi to do the Ijen Volcano hike, which I would love to say we're doing tomorrow morning, but we actually have to leave about 11:30 tonight, so we've checked into our hostel, but we're not actually going to be staying in the room at all. Like, we get back from the hike at 9 AM and then we just get the ferry across to Bali. It's going to be amazing, but it's going to be shattering and exhausting, but luckily on the other end of it, we get the ferry across to Bali, and we've got like a nice hotel booked where we can just relax and recuperate before we move on to the next part of the trip. And speaking of trip, Luke just nearly tripped over.
I did this trip, yeah.
So I think that's where we're going tonight. Yeah, it'll be one of the two.
We were wandering into town to try and find some food, but we weren't having any luck, because tomorrow is the Islamic official holiday of Lebaran, which is the Indonesian popular name for Eid al-Fitr, the celebration to mark the end of Ramadan. So this meant most places were shut, and the one or two we found open were completely booked out.
So we tried going to a local restaurant tonight, but it was all fully booked, so we've resorted to ordering a Pizza Hut off Grab, and the hostel person knew a number where you could order some beer, so that's what we're doing before our midnight hike. There we go. Cheers. Cheers. Right now it's just a weird feeling. It's like, we've had a very long day today. Didn't get much sleep last night because of the celebrations going on, let's say. But now we have to just stay up all night and try and climb a volcano. So we'll see how we do.
But yeah, it's been a bit of a unexpected twist that we're getting picked up at 11 PM tonight. So we're gonna power through that, and then I think the thought of the nice hotel in Bali tomorrow night is definitely gonna get us through this, because we're gonna finish tomorrow and it's not even a case of we're just gonna come back here and chill for a little bit. We just want to get to this place as soon as we can, just so we can go and enjoy the beach and have a few drinks and chill out. So I think the reward at the end of it is definitely gonna pull us through.
By the time we actually got picked up, I was absolutely shattered and not in the mood.
How you feeling, mate?
Why the fuck are we doing this?
Then before we went up the volcano, we had to do a medical check, which seemed like a complete scam because the only people who wouldn't pass it wouldn't be trying to hike up a volcano in the middle of the night.
Don't jinx it, mate.
It was then about an hour's drive to the base of the volcano where we got kitted out for the hike.
It's 1:15 in the morning. Ugh. Super excited still.
Yay. So it's like a 3.6 kilometer walk to the rim of the volcano, but you go up 600 meters, so it's going to be pretty steep up, and then you have the choice of going down to see the blue flame, which we're going to try and do.
Ijen Volcano is famous for the blue fire in the crater, which is created by sulfuric gas that emerges from the cracks at temperatures up to 600 degrees Celsius or around 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. Ijen is the largest blue flame area in the world, but it's only visible at night, which is why we're hiking at this time of the day.
Alright, we're nearly halfway up. It's been a steep ascent, but going at a steady pace, it's not too bad. Once you get into rhythm, we're just so fucking tired. This is the middle of the day, it might be alright. Yeah, we're getting close to the top now. I suddenly got a whiff of the sulphur. It's like, ugh. See why we have the gas mask? Bloody hell. That's pongy. Yeah. Okay.
You can wear your mask.
Got the masks on now?
Yeah.
Alright, we're at the rim now.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Hey! So we're gonna head down and try and find a blue flame.
This is how I imagine stormtroopers feel.
That's gonna sound like Bane. Next bit. I was wondering what would break first.
It was a very steep descent down into the crater, and we were trying not to roll our ankles in the dark, and it took us about 25 minutes to reach the bottom.
Oh, we can see it. It's right here. Oh, wow. Wait. Well, it's an incredible thing to see. It's like someone's just poured some gasoline down and just lit it up.
It's very, very busy around it. Like, everyone's like just cramming in to try and get a photo. I feel everyone wants a picture, but there's some people just sitting there taking like 500 pictures of like every post possible for Instagram. Like, dickheads, but...
And then what did we do after?
Well, we got a quick one though. We just got a couple of photos.
Souvenir.
Being kind and considerate to other people.
Lovely guys.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Once we'd had a good look at the blue flame, we climbed back up to the crater rim.
So we made it back up to the top. And now we're just going to walk a bit further up and round to the sunrise spot. Oh, wow. Just trying to find the right spot now. Well, we've made it to the sunrise spot. You see where we were, right down there. Didn't realize we were right next to the lake. I just didn't know the layout of the place, but that's where we walked up and down. This is good. I mean, this already is amazing, but I think the sunrise is going to be incredible.
So, on the way up here, maybe in 5 minutes after we started, how many bintangs did you say that we had in the fridge?
4 or 5?
Wrong. We had 3 or 4.
Nice. I love you, Luke.
I love you too, mate, but I love you more. And you, Holly.
But mostly Bintang. Once again, this video is not sponsored by Bintang, but if you want to send us some money, I'll put the PayPal link up right now.
Smooth.
Classic Indonesian breakfast now, isn't it? Oh, it's good though.
It's always good, mate.
No, but like really good. Share the love with our German friends.
It's one of the most generous things I've ever done.
Thank you so much.
Now, back off.
This is spectacular though. Like, the blue fire was cool to see, but I wouldn't say that's worth staying up all night for, but this is pretty special.
Yeah. Blue flames, alright. This, unbelievable.
Yes. Alright, just gotta walk down now. But walk down should be pretty cool because we'll actually get to see what we've actually been coming up from.
Oh. Different ways to get down. Run or get delivered.
And we're back down. What's the time? 7:06, we're back down.
He's really excited about this.
Fresh fruit, mangosteen, banana, mango, watermelon, dragon fruit, pineapple, papaya, avocado.
No, thank you, mate. No.
Definitely not, mate.
Yeah, I was in such a foul mood at the start of this because I was just so tired. I was like, why the hell are we doing this? But it was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
We both said we're feeling quite energised now. That'll change as soon as I get into that car. So now I'm just ready to get back, pack, and head straight to the beach. Yeah. Because it's so needed.
All right, we made it back to the hostel. We packed our bags. We still haven't slept, but we're gonna race to get the ferry to Bali. So we'll be resting soon, just not yet.
And here's our taxi. Let's go.
So the plan for the rest of the day is we're going to get the half-hour ferry across to Bali, and after spending the night in Pemuteran, we'll make our way to Gili T, which is the last stop of this first half of our trip.
So the ferry's been closed the last couple of days, so it's just absolute chaos getting on. We missed the ferry we booked, but apparently we can just walk on to any old one, so we shall see. All right, making progress. We got James.
Introducing us to James. We're gonna batter James later.
We made it. We're here. We have a long day of relaxing ahead, and we're worried it's going to be ruined by the ferries. So it's not a long journey, it's only like 35 minutes just across the harbour here, but there's an actual queue of ferries, full-on queue of ferries waiting to come in. Like, I think so many people are travelling back and forth after the holidays. Well, the boat was supposed to take 35 minutes, it's taken like an hour and a half just to the traffic jams of other ferries trying to get across, but we're here, we made it to Bali now.
Come on.
Alright, super easy, just walked straight out and there's a bunch of people offering taxis and didn't bargain, just like, yeah, whatever, just get on with it. Yeah.
Just like to put it on record as well, we have arrived in Bali.
We have arrived in Bali.
Which is not the country.
Yes.
For those of you out there that think it is. It's not.
From the bay, it was just a 40-minute drive to reach our hotel in Pemuteran.
All right, we're here. Let's go check in.
Yeah. Live entertainment, Karl Watson.
Do you guys like Bryan Adams?
So tonight, we each have our own separate room as a little treat for ourselves after climbing the volcano.
I'm absolutely gobsmacked, mate. Honestly.
How's this after a very, very long day?
Perfect.
Let's show the shower room.
Please just show the shower.
Outdoor shower. Amazing. Now, for those of you thinking, hang on, I thought it was like a budget backpacking trip. This room costs us each £32 each, so that's about $50 for one night. That's like what you pay for a dorm room in Australia.
Yeah. Well, some weekends we were charging like $90 upwards for dorms. Yeah. So what we're trying to say is you can treat yourself in Southeast Asia, especially if you're traveling with friends.
Yeah,
or acquaintances.
Just other people. Yeah. Hello, neighbour.
Hello, sir.
I should add that we did get like a pre-season deal on it because it's just before the rainy season ends, and so booking.com had it for like a third of the price, but still, you know. So yeah, we're gonna enjoy these beers on the balcony and then explore around the hotel and get some much needed food because we haven't eaten properly since that Pizza Hut at some time in the past. We've arrived, mate.
First beach.
Yeah. First proper feed.
This is an absolute treat.
Yeah. Calamari, tandoori chicken on the beach. James's first time in the sea. Go swim, James, swim. Oh no. Brilliant. It's just some of the best reef I've seen in a long, long time. And they've like created these artificial structures and all the reefs growing around it, but there's so many fish. It's just brilliant.
That evening ended up being a bit of a washout because the rain eventually showed up. Then in the morning, we went for some breakfast to fill us up for our big journey ahead.
So we've come for breakfast on the beach at the hotel, and both kind of missing our better halves right now. It's a little too picturesque and romantic. So, but we're in Bali, so when in Rome, got to get some smashed avocado on toast, you know.
Either that or a fruit bowl.
Yeah, or a fruit bowl. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't got it like on a floating thing in the water, you know.
Hey, don't speak too soon, it might come out.
Yeah.
You never know. Mate, good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
When in Rome.
We're now heading to Gili T for 2 nights, and it's going to be a 4-hour drive to get to Padang Bai, and then a 90-minute ferry to get to the island, and we should be arriving there at about 3 in the afternoon.
Well, we've made it to the port. Drive was super smooth. Like, I feared the worst for this one because Bali traffic is notoriously shit. But we made it. So hopefully the boat journey's just as smooth. Yes, Gili T. But yeah, we're just suddenly surrounded by backpackers and Western tourists again. So it's going to be fun. We're
very back in it.
Not that we were like off the beaten track or anything, but just not the beaten track. But it's going to be a fun couple of days.
Go back to Gili, baby.
Gili T!
I'm so excited. Honestly, we've both been talking about this for so long.
All of this trip's about seeing new parts of Indonesia, but the one exception to that is a little nostalgia 2 nights in Gili T, because it was on the way and we thought it'd be a nice little break in the middle of the trip to sort of go back there.
It's going to be so different to when I was last there, just because I was at the start of like this massive adventure that's just about to close in like the best way possible. It's been like a really exciting last few months. So to go from going there 3 years ago, just before that, to basically using it as like my last holiday, or second to last holiday before moving back home. I'm going to definitely make the most of this. So
Gili T sandwich.
Gili T sandwich, yeah.
It's been 13 years since I was there, and it was coming up to the end of the first leg of our 9-month round the world trip, so it's like the end of the first 3 months, and we were just loving every moment, really in like in the rhythm of the trip, and just having a great time. So it's going to be fun to go back and see it again and see what random memories come up. It's going to be fun just seeing how the backpacking scene's doing, because like you can go backpacking and stay at hostels at any age, but the sort of party backpacking stuff, you kind of want to cap it at a certain point. Like being 42 years old, if I still frequent the party backpacking would be a little sad, but But yeah. But just to drop in for a couple of days for old time's sake is gonna be fun, because like backpacking was such a huge part of my life for so many years, and that scene was such a huge part of my life, so it's going to be sort of fun to dip into it.
And we bonded over Gili T when we first met as well, so it's a bit of a full circle moment in many ways. But I'm genuinely so buzzed, as you can probably tell from this. So.
All right, let's go. It does feel a little bit like traveling back in time. We were like last on the boat. All the seats were full, but I'd seen an upstairs from on the shore, and we came up here and there's no one else here. Stick with us, Connor. That's Connor. Hey, Connor.
How's it going?
Cheers. Bing, 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 bing.
We're off, mate. Let's go.
Gili T, let's go.
Gili Trawangan is one of 3 Gili islands off the coast of Lombok, and they each have their own different vibe, with Gili T being the more lively party island.
Gili T! Alright, made it to Gili T. Just gotta find our bags amongst this chaos. Right. This is really cool actually being back. Huge wave of nostalgia. Very excited. I believe Luke's excited too, I don't know. He's been a bit mellow.
Just as we were walking to our hostel, we bumped into Luke's friends who he worked with in Australia, who just happened to be in Gili T this weekend as well.
How's it going?
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Karl. Nice to meet you. How you doing?
We'll catch up with them later, but first, it was time to check into our hostel, the Tipsy Turtle.
Nice. There you go. Thank you, mate.
Once we'd settled in, we went to check out the bar at the hostel that we both stayed at our previous times here.
This is the hostel I stayed at 13 years ago, which is fucking weird. This is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2013 I was here, yeah. There's all beanbags here.
And the dartboards went here last time.
No, this was also the darts, the table. This is all.
I feel like the bar was over there.
I thought the bar
but I don't know.
No, I think the bar's always been in the same place.
Yeah. Fucking hell. This is weird. Right, tell everyone your name.
I'm Damien. I'm from the Netherlands. I've been here with my friends.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 21.
21.
Yeah, 21.
So when I was last here, you were 8 years old.
I was still going to school. Yeah, that's crazy.
How long are you traveling for?
Now, almost 5 months.
Yeah?
Going away for maybe 7, 8 months. Depends when the money runs out and when the fun runs out. So
nice, man.
Living the good life.
There you go. Kids. So yeah, that was very surreal. Got chatting to some younger backpackers, played some card games with them. It was good fun. And I came second in a card game that I never played before, so did well. So this is the night market, which I came to last time I was here, but I just didn't film because I don't know why. But the food's incredible, but like walking down the main street and all the bars, it's all Western tourists. You come here, it has a very local vibe, which is strange because it's not like hidden.
Basically, travel hack. Have a few beers, come here. It's super cheap.
Yeah.
And the food is unbelievable as well.
Nice.
Well, it was 3 years ago, so I'm going to assume it's the same.
Yeah.
After we filled up on the delicious, freshly cooked food, we popped back to our hostel where things were starting to pick up, but we didn't stick around since tonight we're heading out with Luke's friends he worked with in Australia, and they'd somehow managed to get themselves working behind a bar.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice shot.
And from there on out, the night deteriorated into a bit of a mess.
Well, good morning from Gili T. Not too broken after last night, which was pretty good. Another lovely day here though, so we're just going to grab some breakfast and then we need to get in this water because it looks so good. And a comic was snorkeling and hopefully see some turtles. How's the food, mate?
Needed.
Very much needed.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's great though.
Nice.
After we'd finished some breakfast, we walked up to the northeast corner of the island to go snorkeling at Turtle Point.
That was so cool. Like you get to where the drop-off is, and like there's just tons of reef and so many fish. The current's so strong, you kind of just ride it like a lazy river down the shoreline. That was your first time snorkeling?
First time snorkeling, yeah. In
Mate.
29 years.
Yeah.
Unreal, that. That's the first time I've seen reefs in my life.
Yeah.
No, that was really sick.
And then when we came back in, saw a turtle right up close. Your turtle tattoo,
Oh yeah.
which you got here in Gili T last time,
Yeah.
actually got to meet a real turtle now.
Right, means more now.
Yeah.
I don't have to bullshit it anymore.
Achievement unlocked, mate.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It's about time I became a man.
Well done. You're a real boy now.
Yeah.
We're just heading to the west side of the island to go enjoy the sunset. Still got a couple hours, but just making our way over. But yeah, you're kind of going through the back streets of Gili T to get there. Cheers, mate. Yeah, the sun's going to set in like an hour and a half, so we're just going to set up camp here and enjoy it. Nice and simple, nice and easy.
It's pretty perfect.
Yeah, it's nice to have a moment to relax. Like this trip's very full on round packed.
Today's been the first day of the trip where we can just chill.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been absolutely amazing.
It's been much needed. Last time I saw the sunset here with this view, we're on that party boat, and I got that amazing shot of people jumping in the water. And now this is still pretty amazing, except it has one of my pet peeves. There's a DJ over there. Nothing wrong with that, but then they got a guy playing guitar and singing for this place. One of which, either of which is fine by itself, but together it's just kind of like a bit annoying. But anyway, overall,
I've got to listen to you as well.
You got to listen to me. Yeah. It's just like 3 annoying. But overall, it's just spectacular.
Yesterday was amazing. Sunset was great. Stars were amazing as well. Just a day that we kind of needed, really. So Gili's been a nice reminisce, a nice reminder.
It's been so cool being back in Gili T and kind of surreal as well. And now I'm just looking forward to the second half of the trip, really. And
super excited to go over to Lombok today.
In the second half of our trip, we're going to spend a few days exploring Lombok on bikes.
Holy shit.
It's perfect. It's very like a book, just without some shit swings here.
This is amazing.
Then we'll be finishing off our time in Indonesia with a 2-day boat trip around Komodo National Park.
That was just incredible. We've got the most perfect sunset and the flying foxes leaving the mangrove island now.
Like, that was genuinely one of the best things I've ever seen.